Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 2019, first morning show of 2019. I woke up like this. So, welcome and thanks so much for tuning in, whether it is live or during the replay. So, just wanted to start off by saying a big thank you for all of your support over the past year. 2018 was bigger and better than I could have thought imaginable. And I'm just so grateful for all of the support you've given me. I'm just going to explain the elephant in the room right here. So, these are birthday decorations from my December baby who turned one, clearly. And I'm not gonna lie, when we did the same thing for my oldest, that stayed up for probably like 2 months. But now that I'm seeing it's the backdrop of my video, I should probably find time to take that down during the next week. Anyway, so welcome. I wanted to talk very briefly about the holidays, and it's going to equate to our topic today, which is resolutions and goals, successes and failures. I will put that in quotation mark because I don't really like that word. It's such a negative word. So, over the course of the holidays, I should back up a little bit actually. So, I've mentioned a lot about the journey through intuitive eating that I have been on over the course of the last several months. I think since the beginning of fall is when I really started implementing the principles of intuitive eating into my lifestyle and learning how to navigate it as well. So, very long process, very difficult process, full of seemingly what you would call failures, because when you start something new, you definitely want to get everything done right the first time. So, seemingly failures along the way, and I'm still learning, even right now as we speak. But when it came to the holidays, I did have what I consider a huge win. And I really love to celebrate each of the smallest little wins because they need to be marked by something important, because then it keeps us going, regardless of whenever we seem to trip up a little bit along the way. So I will start off by saying I love holiday meals. I love turkey dinner. Thanksgiving, Christmas Day dinner is turkey in our family, and I absolutely love turkey dinner. I typically eat myself into a turkey coma, and I don't even regret it a little bit, except for the feeling that I feel afterwards. But not the typical regrets that you would seemingly think of overeating. But I don't enjoy the way I feel after the fact. So, with that said, we have two big dinners in my family. So it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And the Christmas Eve one's kind of my Polish background. And that involves fish dinner and all kinds of awesome stuff. And then Christmas Day, I almost said Thanksgiving dinner, but Christmas Day dinner, which is like Thanksgiving dinner, and turkey. So anyways, moving on from how much I love food. I approached both of these big dinners that I really look forward to every year. And I came out of it feeling really good. Now, this is a first for me. I just mentioned a moment ago that because it's that thing that I wait for, that thing that I really look forward to, I will just eat as much as I can. I will go back for seconds. And I'll make sure here's the big thing for me too, I'll make sure to kind of pick a little bit from every dish that's on the table. So a little bit of potatoes, a little bit of stuffing, a little bit of, every little thing that's on the table. So what I chose to do this year is stick with my favorites. So I love cranberry sauce. Might as well just crack open a can for myself. Not quite, but I do really enjoy those things. And I left things behind that I get to enjoy all the time. So things like potatoes, I actually had no desire for. And I didn't go into it thinking I'm not going to eat potatoes. It just sort of happened. I looked at the table, I looked at the spread in front of me, and I made decisions based on how I was feeling in that moment. This is a big first for me in terms of, I think, just about any meal, because I always want to give everything a little try, especially when it's a potluck style thing. I want to make sure that everyone kind of gets, the attention they deserve. I want to make sure that their efforts into the dinner are respected by me enjoying and partaking in that particular thing. But this year I didn't do that. it's not to say I didn't, with leftovers the next day, go back and do it. But I didn't feel like doing it in the moment, and that's completely okay. And that's kind of the goal of intuitive eating, is knowing what you want, respecting how you're feeling, and just going with your gut in the moment. No plans, no restriction of any kind, and just going with your gut, because your body knows what it needs in the moment. And this kind of coincided as well with kind of like the things that I don't typically get to enjoy as well, that I wanted to enjoy, and then kind of intuitively, really, learning what I want, when I want it, how I want it, and this was a huge success for me. So with that said, throughout the holidays as well, there were many nights of not following whatsoever. So there are those times where you might not follow it, and there could be a variety of reasons. You're either not intuitively tuning in to what you want. Last supper mentality for me, a big thing is if when it comes to more kind of snacky type foods, that I get this last supper mentality, not because of the typical meaning of the last supper mentality, but because I feel like with so many people in our household, there is 6 of us total, plus all the guests that were around, if I don't partake in it, then there will be none later on. So there was a little bit of that too, which I still need to learn how to navigate. So I'm giving you all of these examples and kind of making it long-winded, as I typically do, because I would like you to see that, yes, at the end of the day, you can start to kind of get where you're going. So I've spent months doing this intuitive eating journey, and I managed to reach a point that I was looking for. But on the flip side, there were days where I didn't do so well either, and that is okay. That is completely okay. I would much rather, I had a piece sticking out. I would much rather go through my life enjoying things and not really necessarily having to overthink every little step I take, because then it takes away out of the enjoyment of life. In fact, the matter is the holiday times, a lot of times where it's the only opportunity I get to see both my brother and sister because they live out of town, and I don't want to be busy counting calories, thinking about what I can eat, thinking about what I can't eat. I'm very fortunate that I don't have anything that I need to stick away from due to health reasons. I am able to really partake in it all. So I would like you to approach your resolutions, approach your goals with this mentality that all you can do is the best that you can, and it takes little steps. Like I mentioned, I started this intuitive eating journey months ago. I think maybe September, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later, but it has been months in the making, and I have tripped, fell, stumbled all the way along the way as I'm learning, because I've been taking little snippets of information and applying them into my everyday life in order to slowly build up this new routine. And as I go into 2019, having had that success over a time where I was like, well, there's no way that I'm going to intuitively eat these dinners because I love these dinners. Now I've got that confidence going into 2019, going forward with my goals to be able to achieve more and more until all of this is just second nature, and I don't need to necessarily celebrate every milestone or anything like that. So with that said, thanks so much for tuning in as always. If you would like to work further with me, feel free to book your free goal and mobility assessment, and the link is in the little comments. So get that going and we can get started on talking about what your goals are, make sure that they line up with your values, and get you moving, feeling better in your body, feeling stronger in your body as we move into 2019. So thank you so much for tuning in as always. I'm just looking at a baby monitor and it looks like I have some more time to enjoy my coffee. So, welcome back to school, kids. I'm glad to have a little bit of alone time today with just the little ones. So thanks again, and have a wonderful day. That's all I got. I'll see you next Monday. Thanks so much.